Hi, this is Jeff, and I want to tell you about my connection to someone that was in the Twilight Zone episode To Serve Man. Here we go. Hi, my name's Jeff, and this is the RoneyZone Podcast. And I want to tell you an amazing story about an amazing person that was in an amazing Twilight Zone episode. Now, if you poll people that enjoy Twilight Zone, I guarantee you that in their top 10 or probably top 5, the episode entitled To Serve Man will be there. And so I married my wife. She wasn't my wife at the time, but she's my wife now. And we were flipping around one time on like an old, like a Me TV or something like that. And so she said, yeah, that's my, and I heard this just wonderful baritone voice. And she said, that's my grandfather. And I was like, what? She goes, yeah, he was in To Serve Man, the Twilight. And I go, wait a minute, whoa. You what? She said, yeah, my grandfather is Bartlett Robinson, Bart Robinson, same thing. But he was, he went by Bart or Bartlett a lot of times in the credits. And she goes, yeah. And I couldn't believe it. And what was incredible about Bart, I'm going to call him Bart, is he was a great character actor. And at the time, he did a lot of plays. And there's stories that I've heard where he would go from one play to the next in one night. And so he would go and the one story I heard is he had I don't know if you know anything about plays, but they have to do your makeup and then they put this white thing inside of your shirt so that when they put the makeup on, they don't want to get anything on your clothes or your costume or whatever. And so he would go from one play with the white thing still on, run into the taxi, and then go to the next play. He loved being in plays. He loved that so much. And when he moved the family, he was in the movie The Spirit of St. Louis. And it was really cool because, he was with these guys. He was also in Sleeper with Woody Allen. It's just an amazing, look up Bartlett Robinson. It's going to be hard for you to find what he wasn't in. He was just in so many great movies. And so, of course, I'm the one that's asking things like, what did he think of Woody Allen at the time? Woody Allen was batting 1,000 right about then. And my wife said he really thought Woody Allen was a genius writer and director and all this kind of stuff at the time. And it was just amazing. He was in an episode of Kung Fu. I love the show Kung Fu. But when he moved the family to California, I think they lived in Connecticut before. And what's funny is the whole sand dabs thing in Spirit of St. Louis was something that I believe he did as a kid, Bart. He understood the whole sand dabs thing. But when they moved to California, him and the family, he needed to make some money. And so he was such a great character actor. It's really incredible that you could turn on a channel like Me TV or TV Land or something. And there were certain weekends where we'd have it on and I could hear that voice and call and go, that's my granddad again. It was just amazing. He was in the Munsters. He was all kinds of stuff. And he played great colonels and, business people. He was perfect for those kind of roles. And it was just really, really amazing to kind of understand that. And it was my wife's granddad. And it still kind of blows my mind because we were watching some movie the other night. It was just some little clip, and he was in there, and then Colleen looked it up, and it was an uncredited thing because he was so good they could just plug him in and say, we need a very intelligent scientist. Okay, we'll put him in a white coat, and he'll walk around the office, and somebody will go, well, what do you think? Sir, he goes, well, our studies show that da 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 da. He was perfect for that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, and he was in the Twilight Zone to serve man. Now, I don't know anything specific about that, but I will tell you, that's Bart Robinson, and that's my grandfather. Unfortunately, he passed away. I'll tell you a few things about it, and then we'll wrap this up. He loved jewelry, and he made jewelry, and he had a jewelry store in Costa Mesa. I don't know if you know anything about Costa Mesa, but it was near where they had a Planet Hollywood. And I don't know if you know there's a mall. There's a mall in Costa Mesa, and it was a really high class mall. Anyway, the Planet Hollywood was across the street from this mall. And then where Bart Robinson had his jewelry store was near there. And he loved that. I mean, once you find out who he is and then you look up all his credits, it's really amazing. So yeah, that's my connection to the Twilight Zone episode To Serve Man. I am related, or through marriage, to Bart Robinson, who was not only in To Serve Man, but he was in a bunch of stuff. Anyway, wow. That's pretty cool. So if you love stories like this, so what do you think? Are you a big Twilight Zone fan? What do you think of the episode To Serve Man? Did you know about Bart Robinson before this episode? Did you just find out now? What do you think? Did you know about this? Did you watch other things from Bart before? Leave something in the comments. Leave your stories. Or leave your comments in the comments. That'd be great. If you love stories like this, please subscribe and like this video. We're trying to build a community, build this out, and really get other people to see what we're doing here. And I really appreciate it. So until next time, this is Jeff. See ya. Bye.